with me. It is Passenger Seat Radio. August 25th, 2025. You're on my 13-mile commute home. Welcome to the show. It is my birthday today, but we don't celebrate birthdays after 50. It's just the standard operating procedure. So, it's funny. Birthdays and Christmas and shit used to be all about, like, getting that one gift that you wanted all year long, but nobody, you couldn't afford, or, you couldn't save up enough allowance or whatever. Remember as a kid? Now, birthdays are just another day, and that's just the way it is, and that's okay. So I left work a little bit early, which is why the show is early. And I'm going to go home and try to get a couple hours of sleep. Because tonight, for one night only, of course, on a Monday night, because they've lost their fucking minds, they're having a special showing of Batman and Batman Returns back to back at this AMC Dolby, it's like Dolby Vision, Dolby something or another, some big Dolby theater. So it should be a good time, but I'm already tired just thinking about being up till like 1 a.m. because that's what it's going to be. So the movie starts at 7, right? Well, that's what they say starts, but you don't know. My guess is there's 30 minutes of fucking credits and shit at the beginning of that, right? So you have to sit through that. So the movie starts at 7:30. It's like a 2-hour movie, the original Batman. So that puts us to like 9:30, and then the next movie starts at 10, which means really 10:30, 10:45, right? And so that means, that's another 2-hour movie, if I remember right. That's another long one. So, it'll be 12:30, 12:45 before we get out of the theater. And then, another 25, 30 minutes home. Should be a miserable day tomorrow. But, anyway. One night only, but my son and I are going. It's a father-son thing, right? So sort of celebrating my birthday. So that's kind of cool. Also for my birthday, my son bought me a entrance fee to this like Comic-Con that's here. I don't remember which con it's called. It's not called Comic-Con. It's one of the other ones. But so we're doing that on Friday. So Friday, I'm taking the day off, and we're going to go to that convention. The voice actress of Diva from Overwatch is there. And so he's going to buy me a signed autograph thing for my birthday. So that's what's going on with that. And then Saturday, wife and I are having date night. So, we're going to grab a hotel and go out, party till it's late at night. It should be a very interesting week. So there you go. That's what's been going on with that. So I've been So let me talk to you about something a little bit geekish. So I've been working with Unraid, right? I think I've talked enough about it, and I've been oh cool. It says my speed limit's 100 miles per hour. Nothing like the car cam picking that up wrong, huh? How funny is that? Anyway, so I've been working with Unraid. I just did a nice live video. For those of you who are kind of interested in Unraid, it runs a little bit long. But I know I've talked about it here, but I really show everything. So that big video I was going to do on Unraid, I just couldn't get myself together to do that. Because I had hours of video recorded, and it's one of those things that the longer you wait, the more you dread actually getting in and doing it. So I thought instead, let's do a live show where I play parts of the videos and talk about each step of the way and what to set up and what I was trying to accomplish. So I thought it turned out okay. I'll probably download it and trim it up a little bit, tighten it up, see if I can get it to well under an hour. But if you're interested in what was going on with Unraid and what I was doing with it, then absolutely take a peek at that video. It's under my live tab right now because I haven't brought it down and re-uploaded it yet. So check that out. I think that if you're at all interested and you want to know what it does, how it works, and what's going on. Now, I spent all weekend long dicking with fucking Unraid and dicking with my drive arrays. I'm learning a lot, right? So let me tell you something about about unraid and how it behaves. So unraid, because raid is in the name, right? It's about like redundancy. So the core product is built around the concept of an array of disks. So you have an array of disks, and you designate a parity drive for those disks. And of course, you have to erase all the disks. They have to be clean, right? And well functioning. And your array drive, you have to have one drive that's just dedicated to be the parity drive. And that has to be the same size as like your biggest drive in the array. So you can actually bring in all sorts of different disks, different sizes, not like NASA's where you have to have like the same size drives. So you can have like 4 drives, but they all have to be 10 terabytes, and then you rate it or stripe it with this or that or whatever, and you end up having less space because of the parity drives. Now, Unraid wants you to have an array. Now, the only thing I'm interested in maintaining any sort of redundancy for is some personal stuff, right? Pictures, videos, programming, old taxes, that sort of thing. So I have a nice small little array set up and brand new drives, fresh drives, NAS level drives. So that's good. But I also have like 10 fucking other drives that I want to use as my Plex server media storage. That's fair. The problem is unless they're in an array, Unreal will see them, but they treat them like second-class citizens. So let's say, for example, you have an Unraid app on your phone. It just turns out that NZB360 on Android has an Unraid plugin. So I can whip open my phone and I can see the status of my Unraid server. The problem is because I'm not using arrays for my other 10 disks, they don't even show up. I can't see my free space. I can't see anything. It's like they don't even exist. And that sucks, right? So in order to get them not to be second-class citizens, I have one other methodology, and it's called drive pools. Now, so the idea is that the drive pool has to be in a particular format. So you can add drives to a pool. This actually sounds cool as shit, and I'm working my way to get to here. But drive pools allow you to take, let's say, 5 drives, put them in a pool, and you can choose how to sort of raid that pool. So you can actually have no RAID whatsoever, but they all still have to be formatted, especially for the pool. Once they're in the pool, get this. So let's say you have 5 drives. Each one has a TV show folder on it. And you put TV shows in each one across each of the drives, right? Because you want to space them out. What the pool will let you do is set up one single share called TV shows, for example. That TV shows is attached to the pool. And if every drive has that TV show share on it, or that TV show folder on it, you can actually utilize the share as a round robin style dispersal of files. So let's say you've got a brand new TV show and you want to save, you're saving the files to that share. As the files hit the share, Unraid will say, how did the user set this share up? Is it A, B, C, or D? One of them says, just put it fucking wherever, right? The other one says, put it on the one that has the most space free. One of them says, space them out equally. And it'll do all that just automatically. That sounds cool as hell, but you have to get it all set up. So what I did was, get this. So I bought a brand new 12 terabyte drive. Great. And so I thought, all right, it's fresh. There's nothing on it. I'm going to plug it in and put it into a pool. So I plugged it into one of my external drive bays, and then you have to format it. So I formatted it to the format the pool has to have. BRTFS or I think it's ZFS, one of those two. You have to have one of those two formats. So I did that, And then I added it to the pool. And it said, cool. And I set the pool up and everything. It was all good. Well, when I rebooted the next time, it wants to clear the drive. The problem is I just put 10 terabytes of shit on it. So I spent like 3 days copying shit to a drive in a pool that I thought was good to go. It didn't ask me to reboot or clear the drive. I formatted it to the right format. So it's like, next time you reboot, we're going to format this drive. I'm like, no, you're not. Jesus Christ. It took me 3 days to get the shit on that drive. So the nice thing is, as it turns out, the drive, as long as I spun the drive down, I unmounted it, and I took it out, and I killed the pool. I put it back in as an unassigned drive, and because nothing had happened to it, all the shit was still there. I almost pissed my pants. It took all goddamn weekend to copy that shit over, only for it to take a shit. So, word to the wise. If reboot afterwards, even if it doesn't tell you to. Drives to a pool, then reboot. So anyway, so now I'm back to not having any pools. By the way, when I had the pool, it was a first-class citizen. I could bring up the Unraid app. It would show me the drive, how much free space there was, all that good shit. It was awesome. It's what I want. So one by one, I'll put a new drive on. I'll put it in a pool, let it format it, start moving shit over. And then once I clear off one of the drives, I'll bring it into the pool. You're supposed to do like one disc per pool if you want to be able to just pluck the drive off and use it. That's what I want. I don't want 5 drives in the same pool, because then you can't just pluck one out and replace it unless it's mirrored or rated or whatever. So anyway, all sorts of interesting fun times with Unraid. I almost shit myself though. Had I not seen the warning and I had rebooted Unraid, I'd have lost 10 terabytes of shit because I moved it off those other drives. Jesus. Now the other thing I want to talk about, because I don't think anybody ever talks about this shit. So every hard drive in the modern era has something called SMART. It's an acronym and I can't remember what it stands for. But SMART is like a self-monitoring something or another. Anyway, the basic idea is the drive can watch over itself and report that data up to some app that can consume it. I think we talked a little bit about it using a hard drive Sentinel, right? That's one of the first things that sort of inched me over to Unraid. So, SMART is interesting. SMART can scare the shit out of you because when Unraid boots, it brings up notifications of any SMART failures on the drive. Now, you would think that if you see something that says failed and it's in yellow or red or something like that, and it says failed, that you should probably, get your affairs in order, right? I mean, that's what you would think. So I use a tool called Scrutiny. It's a Docker container that you install under Unraid, and it watches all of your drives and produces a clean, efficient-looking readout. Unraid will give you some of the data, but it's not very pretty. What do we got here? This might be the time to answer. So now, your movie poster displays just the TV running on a Snapdragon or whatever with their software, right? Micro SD card, modern TV have a slideshow. So it's a digital photo frame running on Android. It's not a TV. Could you use a TV in place of that? Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could. But this is to purpose, right? So it was designed. It has you'd have to hang like a Visa mount for the TV. Yeah, you could. It's designed to act, look, and sit against the wall like a photo frame. And if you've ever seen a TV against the wall, it looks like a TV against the wall. It doesn't look like a movie box or a photo frame, right? These hug the wall. They look like they're built into the wall. So it doesn't look like a TV. I don't know how else to explain it. But the software is dedicated to it as well, right? So it's dedicated software. It boots up. It's designed to purpose for that. So yes, could you simulate that with a TV? 100% true. I'm sure there's software designed to do something similar, but you have the overhead of the OS always getting in the fucking way, right? And I've learned this over time. No matter, I'll give you an example. Plex. The Plex app is available on every fucking device on the planet, right? That's why you get it over Jellyfin. You use Plex because it's a little easier, and it's much easier to get family and friends on because it runs on everything. You can get a Plex app for anything. What would be great is if you could have a dedicated Plex player. That's it. That's all it does is play Plex. But no, you have to have not just Plex, but you have to have Android. And on top of Android is Google TV. And Google TV is a complete fucking mess. So you replace it with something like Projectivity. So you replace that with a launcher. And then you can set it up to auto boot some APK file, which might be able to take care of business, right? That's all possible. But when you start talking about janky, it takes forever to boot, right? You can put it to sleep, but you're still navigating. You have Android underneath, Google TV on top, the launcher replacement on top of that, and then you have an APK on top of that. That's janky. Dedicated hardware, a little more expensive, has its own. This does have its own particulars, right? But overall, I mean, I prefer dedicated hardware. I would kill or die to have a box that did nothing but boot to Plex. That's all it does. No UIs, no freaking interfaces to run other stupid shit like Disney Plus. You turn it on, the next thing you see is Plex. That's it. Nothing else. And you could probably build a box like that. You know, it's a lot like that hardware thing that I was doing, right? The bit where I wanted a little tiny device that booted up to my title screen, and that's it. Basically digital signage that doesn't have any overhead on top of it. Same idea. I managed to make that work. So, yes. The short answer is yes. The long answer is it's kind of janky. I mean, the frame itself isn't that bad. Just a couple things to work yourself through. But yeah, I don't want a TV with a shitty, slow-ass operating system on top of it, with a replacement launcher on top of that, with an APK on top of that. God only knows what's going on. So, anywho, for what it's worth, that's my input on that. Anyway, so yeah, so I dicked around with Unraid all fucking weekend. That's all I really did. So not a ton going on, to be honest. It's been slow. Not much. I've got I do have a new piece of hardware I'm going to review for you guys. It is that landscape sorry. I'm trying to remember where this frickin' Taco Bell is. I know there's one in here somewhere. Wife wanted Taco Bell for dinner, so I'm trying to appease. But anyway, yeah, so it is the Magic X 040. And essentially it's a Nintendo DS replacement. So it's based on Android. It's got a launcher on top of it that I've never seen before, so I'm having a good time exploring. It's $75, which is a little pricey for what it is, but there's a lot of neat little things in it, and I'm really excited to go over the neat little things and talk about how to overcome a handful of the problems that well, not problems, they're just omissions, I guess. So we're going to talk about some of the omissions. But you know, at the end of the day, what someone's going to write in the comments, and I can already tell you, is, you know, for $75 you can get a 2DS, hack the living shit out of it, play DS and 3DS games along with better emulators, and you can do that for the same price, maybe less. But there are people that this sort of thing is made for, and for those people, they deserve to get a review too. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to give I'm going to teach and do, right? So we're going to do the review, and then I'm going to teach you guys how to overcome a couple of little handicaps that are involved in the thing. So very exciting. That'll probably be next weekend, maybe Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to have time. This week's going to be kind of busy, as you heard earlier. So yeah, listen, I don't remember who it was. I can't reach up to the screen right now, but whoever it was that was talking about the frame, jump on Discord and we can chat about it. If you're looking to sort of understand the jank and whether or not a TV is the right answer or not, I can help out a little bit, I think, just because I did so much with it. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. So I got just a couple minutes here before I go and get food. So Xanadu came out in 4K. Don't give me any shit. Terrible movie, amazing musical. Goddamn, ELO kicks so much ass on that soundtrack. And that Don Bluth piece is going to look amazing in 4K. I say will look amazing because I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Picked it up yesterday, and it is currently unrippable. It's one of those movies. So it's really funny what they choose to do that shit with. It just cracked me up. So like a big AAA, huge studio movie, brand new movie, comes out on Blu-ray or 4K, easy rip. Boop, runs right through. No problem. Runs right through with DVD Fab, runs right through with Make MKV, no problem. But then some freaking, critically panned movie from the 80s, I can't support this disc yet. Jesus Christ, for Xanadu? Really? So, anyway. So I'm waiting on that. Walmart just announced a, what's it called? Film archive edition of The Shining, 4K edition, loaded with fucking special shit, and I want it so bad. It's $100, but Christ on his throne, I own like 17 copies of The Shining. But I'm gonna roll over and probably fucking get it because I have no fucking self-control when it comes to physical media. You guys know that. Also coming, get this. Guess what else is coming? I'm very excited about this. Wes Craven's Deadly Friend is coming to 4K. Never would have thought I'd see the day, but I'm so excited. I love that movie. Christy Swanson has never looked better. Well, yeah, she looked better in Buffy, I guess. But yeah, the kid, Albert from Little House on the Prairie's in there. BB the Robot. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm all excited about that. So, yeah, some good stuff. Good stuff coming that direction. All right, well, listen, it's too bad. We finally got 5 freaking people in here, and I'm getting ready to sign off. That sucks. Hey now. Sorry, I'm trying to see everything. I'm going to pull into a parking lot here for a second, and I'll take a look at the chat before I sign off and see what you guys have to say. Hate to have you guys show up and then me ignore your ass, so that kind of shitty. All right. Let's go. Come on. Got a turn here, bastards. All right. The bell. Make a run for the border, baby. All right, let me check my... God damn, there's a line for fucking Taco Bell? Jesus Christ. Let me check the chat here. Yeah. Let's see. Live chat. Let's see. Oh, Scott Ballard. That's who we say. Let's see. Gotcha. I get it. Hey, Gus. What's up? She looked best in the getaway. Okay, yeah. She looked great in the getaway. You're right. All right, gang. I think that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for everyone tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll be seeing you later. I'm Shane R. Monroe, Passenger Seat Radio. We'll see you next time. Take care.